Fingerprints. NPCs aren't programmed to have friends. The only time they physically meet another person is to be murdered, so any unknown fingerprint is definitely the killer. Look around for anything they might have touched during entry or escape. Doorknobs, light switches, the inside of a woman's toilet bowl. Anything is possible. Did the killer leave a murder weapon? Or drop a calling card? We did the easy part. It only gets harder from here. But first, the case board. As you work through a case, you can pin any relevant information to the board. As you collect more evidence, the game will automatically draw links between existing information. You can make diligent notes, use color-coded threads, and organize every possible lead. Or you can do none of that and pin random shit together and follow your schizophrenia. I can't solve this mystery on the physical plane. I need crystal meth to go to Hyperborea and ask Yakub directly. And when you're done playing arts and crafts in an active crime scene, we can start looking for leads, check for handwritten notes, break into their computer and check for emails, open their address book, see if they made any recent calls. Now, it's about lunchtime, but we gotta get our hands dirty first. Find the landlord's office, break in, check their files on every tenant, then break into their computer and check the CCTV. Every security camera in the game takes photos every few minutes. Every image showing a person gets saved to a 24-hour buffer, so you want to get to it as soon as you can. As you go through the footage, you should recognize every tenant, so print out anyone unknown, anyone who went near the victim's house, and anyone remotely suspicious. Alright, now we can go to lunch. Now, we have plenty of leads to follow up. We need to find each potential suspect and cross-reference their information. Look, I'd love to keep holding your hand, but I can't. Each case is unique, so the best way to explain the game is to tell you what I've been through. The first time I ever played this game, I ignored all the instructions, opened a fridge, and ate raw pork. I got so nauseous I couldn't answer the telephone, and spent the next 10 minutes battling with the controls to try get in bed to sleep off of food poisoning. This was the tutorial, so the phone kept ringing the entire time. Then I talked to a random civilian, my hand slipped, and I accidentally tried to arrest him. "Like hell you are," he said, before shooting me in the face. At this point, I was captivated. Because this game simulates a few hundred people at any given time, they're all quite stupid. "Hey buddy, I'll pay you $100 to fuck off and let me trash your apartment."
Okie dokie, I'll just go back to sleep.
Wait, Here, take this. Upgrades come in the form of sync discs, which alter your genetics to become a better fighter, better lover, and most importantly, a better consumer of starch cola. You're supposed to earn them from side jobs, until you learn of a more effective method called beating the shit out of your neighbors and breaking into their safe. To top it all off, there's no long-term penalty for crime. Every exterior door is linked to a complex series of tubes that detects when I leave a building, sending out a pre-recorded YouTube apology that makes the population forget my actions. I could be caught on 4K murdering several people with a sword, but the instant I go outside, I'm a changed man. If you want something, take it, run away, and come back like nothing ever happened. Between this and the dirt cheap price of food and utilities, you can easily cover all your expenses by committing more crime than you actually solve. The only real use for money is buying property and playing with the bizarrely detailed furnishing system. And once you've played enough to create the ultimate male living space, you're ready to metagame. You see, murders have a cooldown between solving a case and a new murder happening. Sleeping will pass the time and gives a speed buff when you wake up. So you hop in bed, goon for 36 hours straight, and when you get a new murder notification, hop out of bed, break your own window, and plummet 20 stories to the streets below, which we survive because we're genetically modified to be immune to fall damage. Now you can use well rested to sprint to the crime scene while chugging your morning coffee. This is not only faster than the cops, it's often faster than the killer. Of course, the way you're meant to pass time between cases is side jobs. Think of each one as a sort of mini case with limited information. Because some information is more helpful than others, the difficulty is completely random. Oh, you want me to steal from someone but you only know his phone number? That's easy. I can just call the number and check the call box to see where it was routed to. Oh, he's on the floor below. We take those. But what about this one? I've only got his first initial, fingerprint, build, and blood type. Oh yeah, very helpful. At this point, you may as well tell me I'm looking for a circumcised male in a small town of New York. I could just go through the phone book for every name with the same initial, but I've got an even better idea. Go to City Hall and open up the government database. This has records of every single citizen in the game. You're meant to type at least 2 characters to get any results, but this includes space. Naturally, everyone has a last name, so everyone has space and a letter in their name. Now you can go through the entire database in alphabetical order and print out every single person's information. Eventually, whatever case you had will just solve itself. but we're not done. If you have the mental fortitude to sit there for a real-life half hour, congratulations, you just ruined the game. Now, your character will solve cases the nanosecond you get them. Okay. Okay, so the victim was poisoned by a stalker neighbor for not loving her enough, but the victim did manage to get a shot off before expiring. She can't go to the hospital, so she's probably limping home as we speak. That took less than 2 minutes. Personally, I don't use the government database. I get my evidence the old-fashioned way, following a woman home to her place of residence and hiding inside her septic tank until I expire. When they discover my body, the police will do the rest. One time, I checked the victim's work computer and realized she cheated on her husband at the hotel he works at while he was visiting his sick mother. Oh, that sounds like a motive. I paid him a visit and bingo, he's not cooperating. Silence is violence and only the guilty refuse the law. So I did what any ethical private eye would do. Follow him into the bathroom and beat the shit out of him. Oh, he didn't do it. In hindsight, he was probably just rude to me because I had the same social credit as the homeless man I shanked on the way to work. Embarrassed, I resorted to using the method real cops use to catch killers. I sit on my ass eating donuts and wait for them to kill again, hoping the next murder is easier to solve. 11 donuts in, I get a notification, rush to the scene of a crime, and on my way there, yeah, turns out it was just their IT guy who murdered her for being dead weight at her own company. In summary, there's a lot of jank in this game. Things will glitch and break. Black markets will randomly deny service even if you give a right password. And sometimes, all the foot traffic causes a congestion where everyone gets stuck on the same staircase and the only way to free them is by throwing hammers in their face. But for a game made by a small team of Albanian immigrants on the budget of a kidney stone, it's really impressive. There's no other game that captures the ambience of living in modern-day Shanghai, slurping my MSG noodles as I listen to the soft drizzle of acid rain. Many games struggle with procedural generation. Generally, I don't even like it. It's just another buzzword for infinite slop. But Shadows of Doubt succeeds because it creates nonsense. And because true crime will always be more bizarre than any simulation, the situations it creates are not only compelling, they're believable. And remember, Once Human launches on July 9th. Download the game for free right now. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild, generously funding and bankrolling these videos. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one.
I didn't think being away this long would hurt as much as it did. After all, everyone needs a little time off. But what do you do when the city depends on you to bring justice to those whose days are over and long gone? What do you do when the city depends on you to deal with the constant growing crime statistics? The murders, the safety of the everyday citizen. A few months ago, I would have told you there was no murder I couldn't solve. But the other day I got a call about something disturbing happening in a small city called Amber Hill. I knew there was only one thing I could do. I had to remind myself who I once was. Detective Wags. Back to the grindstone once again. For some reason, I thought my days of hunting down murderers and killers were far gone, but I was naive to think I would ever get out of the business. After all, I'm one of the best, so the calls still come in. I could change the number, but even if I won't admit it, this is my life. For those familiar with my routine when stepping into these new cities, you'd be correct in thinking I stopped by the first food joint in town, the Salty Wolf. I hovered over the listings board, checking through the different jobs. It was always a good way to get a feel for the city. I stumbled into a random apartment building, and it was quite clear that a blind person must have misplaced their screwdriver. Why do I think they're blind? No reason. I grabbed it and planned to return it later, but something more important came up. The reason I was here to begin with. A gunshot echoed through the air, no doubt muffled by some sort of suppressor. If I wouldn't have been standing right in this spot, I don't think I would have heard it. But yet as I stood there, silence. I knew any second now, hell was gonna break loose. And just as I thought, a random civilian pushed past me, beelining for the salty wolf. The enforcers were on their way. I only had a matter of time, and being that I was a little rusty, I needed all the time I could get to examine the crime scene before the enforcers arrived. I took the elevator all the way up to the 12th floor, and even interrogated the owner before I realized this was the wrong apartment. Look, I literally just said I was a little rusty, so cut me a break. And so of course by the time I got to the right apartment, an enforcer was already trying to get the door down. Unfortunately, the only thing I could do was stand to the side and peek in through the doorway. From a distance, I could see some blood on the curtains, but that's really all. As another enforcer showed up to help with the subpar investigation they were about to conduct, I decided to see if the building had a security room. Bingo. Thankfully, no one was inside, but that also meant no access to the computer either. I went through all the drawers, found some change, and ooh, don't mind if I do. I tried to look through the apartment records, but sadly I couldn't find anything for apartment 104. When I got back to the crime scene, it was all taped off, and honestly I wasn't even surprised to find that the enforcers were already gone. There it was, the body. Male, average height, short black hair, lying in a pool of blood directly in the living room. From what I could tell, the victim was shot to death with a rifle between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 9:45 a.m. There was an ID on the TV next to the body, definitely our victim's. And now we had a name, Barack Cohn. There was still the enormous stain of blood on the curtains, but I couldn't seem to figure out where the shot came from, until I looked a little closer. A tiny hole through the chipped glass. Did it come from directly across the street? Somewhere farther or closer? I felt I had everything I needed so far. But while I was inside, an enforcer started bashing the door. I readied myself with a fire extinguisher just in case. And they were gone. The extinguisher was all for nothing. That's just great. We were back to the outdoors. And of course, the other building sitting directly across from our murdered victim just had to be the Blancora Hotel. Finding where the shot came from in this building would be almost impossible, but that's never stopped me before. I headed for the stairs, but the bar at 6 o'clock was calling for me. No, I'm dead serious, I could hear it talking. Come on, just one isn't gonna hurt you. We miss you. For now, I was stronger than these temptations, and I pushed onto the first set of rooms facing the victim's building. The first room was completely windowless, both in the living room and the bathroom, which marked this one completely off my list. The second room definitely was a possibility. Perfect angle, perfect shot. The thing is, I couldn't find any records or evidence inside, and the renter wasn't home. So for now, I decided to move on. When checking out the third room on this side of the building, there was a key under the mat, so I quietly let myself in, but I was pretty sure someone was here with me. So I had to be quick. It was another room with a perfect vantage point, but while searching through the premise, the owner walked out of the bathroom. Already I was causing more damage than I was stopping. I was done checking rooms for now. I made my way to the roof, but it was clear that anything higher than the 5th floor wouldn't be able to see down into Barack's apartment. And just like that, I was back onto the cold, windy streets. You might ask, well, what's next? You'd be surprised how helpful word of mouth can be. So I went around talking to the people on the street to see if I could get any information. But no one had anything useful. Yet. I decided it was time to stop by City Hall and grab the papers for the investigation, and while I was there I snatched a couple of sync disks. I brought them both to the sync clinic and had them immediately installed. One shortening my height, and one basically giving me more pockets. Walking out of the sync clinic, I didn't feel any shorter. but standing next to the other citizens had me rethinking that pretty quickly. I was back to asking questions, and it took a while, but then I got lucky. A street vendor said they saw someone of average build acting suspicious around Foster Boulevard at 9:30 this morning, which lined up perfectly with the time of murder. And then for the first time, my eyes locked onto some troubling street graffiti. I've dealt with these before. They were symbols for black market weapons dealers. And to think that one was supplying a murderer in this city with deadly firearms, it just motivated me to keep working and put an end to all of this even more. Knowing there was a weapons dealer in this city, I headed for the directory. I don't mean to pat myself on the back, but I consider myself pretty good at picking out names and faces from a crowd. So as I carefully sifted through the dozens of businesses, I wrote down a few that stuck out to me. Poison Warehouse, Reliable Essentials, and Triplex DIY Company. Before checking those out though, I bought a newspaper from the stand, and sure enough, the murder had already been written about, and it had exactly what I was hoping for. A witness by the name of Jarek Maddox. I could tell I was getting closer to figuring this all out, but when Jarek's name didn't appear in the directory, I knew it was going to be a little trickier to find him. Normally I don't like using the government database to my advantage, but in this case I had no real way of asking anyone who Jarek was. I needed a picture. When I printed the file, no address, no workplace, which explained why I couldn't find them in the directory, but I had a picture now. And by some insane stroke of luck, I somehow happened to stumble upon Jarek's homeless neighbor, who told me she just saw him today on Santiago Street around 4:30. So I immediately started running through the streets like a madman, seeing if I could recognize Jarek from the picture I had. Sure enough, after rounding a few blocks, I finally found him. I just knew he was going to have something important to say. This was a huge blow to morale. Was I lacking in the prime skills I used to harness as a detective? It felt like I had lost my touch. I really was worried that any moment that radio would go off again, and there'd be a second murder. I was just taking too long. I finally gave in. I grabbed a seat at the hotel bar with a bottle of vodka, and just drank the sadness away. Drank the worry away. But sometimes, in my darkest moments, I prevail. I still had a list of potential dealers, so that was my next objective. One by one, I crossed each one off my list. The first being an underground gambler's den. The second, a black market sink clinic. And the third, Reliable Essentials, seemed like it could have been the place, but when they asked for the password, Blitzkrieg, which was plastered all around the city, was incorrect. Reliable Essentials might have been some sort of black market dealer, but it wasn't the weapons dealer that I was so desperately searching for, which meant it was time to start breaking down doors. After what felt like 100 rooms, I finally broke into what definitely struck me as a weapons business immediately. I snuck in quietly, thinking the place was empty, but I couldn't be more wrong. The sales ledger was right on the counter, and right away there were 5 names that immediately caught my attention, all who had bought either a rifle or ammo within a day of the murder, one being only 25 minutes before. R. Sugimoto. They were going to be the first person I checked, slowly working backwards. But little did I know, I wouldn't have to work backwards at all, because the moment I looked up Sugimoto in the directory, and the address was listed as 301 Blancora Hotel, my stomach sank. I had been there before in the very beginning. All I could ask myself was, did I miss something? I still had the key from earlier when I found it under the mat, so I let myself in during the dark of night while they were sleeping. Another look at the window gave me the same feeling it did last time, that it was a perfect vantage point to take the shot, and I wasn't talking about drinking this time. A crumpled letter stashed away in a drawer listed a variety of individuals. To me, it looked like a hit list, but in the midst of my search, they woke up. Since they were now knocked out, it gave me the opportunity to confirm everything I needed. They had rifle ammo on their person, and 2 final items that sealed the deal. Another note. All of them dead walking, none of them have a clue. And then hidden away in the bathroom, the weapon itself. Their name was Reina Sugimoto, and I was 100% certain that they were our killer. I made a quick trip to City Hall to buy some cuffs, and thankfully returned to her still at home, dazed. Now that she was in cuffs, she flat out admitted to the murders, asking, "Do I think they're the only killer in the city? And if they didn't want to be shot, they should have closed their curtains." I filled out all the information with what I figured was correct, but either way, I knew I had the right person. And as I made the slow, rewarding walk back to City Hall to turn in the case, I realized I still had what it takes to clean these streets. Just like that, the case of the distant sniper was solved. The murder weapon's new home would be the ocean floor, and even though this case was done and over with, this city was still full of people with evil intentions, and it was my job to make sure they're brought to justice. So as an homage to one of my first solved cases, I grabbed a bottle and set foot to the roof. I only had one thought as I stared down to the cityscape, and that was, it's good to be back. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking around until the end of the video. It really shows me that you love the content and care about supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me, so thank you. I hope you enjoyed this epic comeback. I'll probably do a few more Shadow of Doubt related videos in the future, as well as some review videos talking about some games or demos that I've been interested in, kind of like the newest Star Trucker video that I just put out a little bit ago. Please go check that out if you haven't already. Essentially, people tell me I'm really good at finding certain games that otherwise fly past people's radars, if you get what I mean, so I want to bring attention to those games. Plus, get back into what you guys love, random stories and crazy environments. Just to give you an idea of games that are still on my list, games like RimWorld, Sims, Project Zomboid, and much more. I'm sure some of you are probably wondering about Voices of the Void as well. I know a lot of you were probably loving that series. There was only going to be one part left for the wrap-up of 40 or 50 days, however there many are in the story. But if you didn't know, the game has received a major update and overhaul. Basically, the base looks completely different and there's a bunch of new stuff. The thing is, I said this in a comment too, if I want to update the game and play with all the cool new stuff, I'm pretty sure I have to lose my progress in the process when updating. And no offense, but I just have a lot of other stuff I want to focus on right now rather than replaying that all again, despite how amazing of a game it is, don't get me wrong. However, if you're all cool with it, I'll keep playing on the version I was, I'll wrap up the series with a final part, and then who knows, maybe we'll update the game and do a video in sandbox mode, I'm really not sure. As of right now, that's really all I have to say. Thank you all again for watching the videos. You're all awesome. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already because you know it all helps me out. I hope you're all having an amazing day, and I will see you all on the next one.
Shadows of Doubt is primarily a game about solving murders and arresting criminals. However, I've always found that the more crimes I'm willing to commit, the faster I can catch the bad guys. Hiding in dumpsters, breaking into public washrooms, and beating the homeless with a tea kettle because I've got a hunch. It's all just part of the job. Which is really unfortunate for you guys, because in this stream I've used Twitch integration to add all of my viewers into the game as real characters living their daily lives, and one of them is a murderer. Can we catch them, or will we become just another victim? There's only one way to find out. But before we go any further, I have to tell you something. Many years ago in junior high, I was bullied severely by a large Polish boy named Piotr. In class, he used to handcuff me to the ceiling fan before turning it on the highest setting. And as I spun around the room, slowly losing consciousness, I knew that one day I'd have my revenge on Piotr. I just never knew it would come so soon, because this video is sponsored by World of Tanks, and I am now hunting down Pyotr and his friends from inside my Panzer IV. The level of customization in this game is remarkable. I can swap out my engine, suspension, guns, and even equip my tank with a 150 kilogram radio to allow me to scream obscenities at Pyotr while I pound his T-34 with high explosive shells. But there's no reason to stop there, because there's over 100 million players and hundreds of tanks for us to command in massive PvP battles across 40 different maps. Whether you want to be blitzing the front line with me in search of Pyotr or hanging back and providing artillery support, it's up to you. And you'll find that each tank is designed with an impressive level of historical accuracy. So next time you're at a party and a girl asks you where the washroom is, you can launch into a 75-minute diatribe about how the KV-1 was an overhyped and underdeveloped pile of steel, powered by spare lawnmower parts and held together only through the sheer will of communism. So in summary, download World of Tanks for free using my link in the pinned comment. And if you use code COMBAT, new players will receive 250,000 credits, 7 days premium access, a Tiger 131, T78, and Type 64. And for returning players, we've got a few things for you as well. Thank you, World of Tanks. Now back to the video. Okay, here we are. We are a citizen living in hyper-industrialized London, unfortunately. And we're going to need to solve crimes, but the issue is that no one's been killed yet, so usually it's a nice moment to just wander around town, develop hypothermia, and maybe do a little odd job here or there. I don't like when people look at me. Is that like a schizophrenic thing to say? Can you check the city address book? I want to see how much of the population are the viewers. Ah, yes, that's a good idea. Com address directory. No, see, there's a big Fortnite Josh, Argyros, Bionic Degree. Yeah, you're all like here. Go hunt me down. Where are you, Citrum? I'm gonna go to your apartment. You better hope that you didn't put your key underneath this doormat. Oh, you did. You did put it under. See here, I'll just unlock that. Yeah, just kind of sneak my way inside your apartment like a little creepy man. Citrum. Oh, he's fast asleep in there, boys. Let's go find a blunt object to bash his brains out with. Let's see what kind of advertisements he's looking at. Genetics, Beauty, and Rejuvenation Salon. Okay, you're taking care of yourself, Citrum. I see. I'm gonna take care of you with this snack jar. I'm afraid it's all over for you, my friend. Oh, and your beautiful wife as well. Citrum, choose right now. I'm gonna kill one of you. It's you or your wife. You want me to kill the woman? Okay, alright, well, this will be... She's done for, man. You didn't even wake up. He's still asleep. Citrum, you fucking maniac. I'm gonna take this vase and smash it over your head. I missed. Damn it. Citrum's invincible. He's some kind of god. Not only am I... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I'd like to buy one pair of handcuffs. Oh, okay, we've got a murder. Murder at 804 Quinn Grove. No, I'm in the woman's washroom now. Not allowed in here anymore. If you're wondering why my screen is shaking violently, it's not because I'm in, like, drug withdrawals in real life. It's because my character's recovering from hypothermia. Okay, I guess this whole area is under lockdown, right? Okay, well, we need to get access to 804 whatever. Oh, well, this is easy. I just need to... Yeah, totally fine. Alright, which one is it then? This is 803, 802, 804. I guess this is it. Am I at the right place? I think I'm here before the police. Oh, I was. I got here before the police. You guys suck. This cop is having an excellent time investigating the carpet. Now watch this cop. He's just gonna bust this door open and probably kill the guy inside. I mean, the police in this game don't fuck around. I love it. Let's try to get this person's name. None of your business. You know what? I'm really getting tired of this shit. I'll give you money for your name. My name's Dejan Black. Have you heard or seen anything unusual? I don't want to speak out of turn, but I did see someone acting strangely. Tell me more, Dejan. Yes. They had short red hair, please. Keep going. Dejan is getting peppered by the police. He's dead. Dejan's dead. The police have killed my only witness, but I can still keep talking to him? Okay. I just asked him for spare change, and he gave it to me. Or I took it. Okay, I'm gonna just say goodbye to Dejan. Okay, I'm gonna take his fingerprint since he's not conscious and able to stop me. Dude, I'm pretty sure we just solved the crime. Dejan had a silenced pistol on him. Oh shit, I just took that. Okay, maybe I wasn't supposed to do that. Well, since we're here. I mean, I could just... Oh, he's alive. Oh, okay. Just casually walks away with like 7 gunshot wounds. I don't even have the murder victim. Will you let me in? Okay, no, he does not desire to let me in. Dude, these cops are not fucking around. I took 1 step inside, he just starts blasting me. Are you done? No, he's not. Oh my god. This is a little trick I like to use. It's called lure the police away, and then call the elevator. I'm taking the elevator to go back up. See, this works every time. Dumb cops. Oh, okay, I found the body. Just kind of close this door, get some privacy. Put a pin in it. So, as I've come to find out, put a pin in it means that the murderer is from the same workplace as this person. So, we need to find who this person is, and then we can find where they work, and we can have a list of suspects. Okay, let's take their fingerprint. Unknown citizen. Let's search them. A bullet from a low caliber 9x32 or 8mm. Okay. From examining the body, it appears that the victim has been slashed to death by a bladed weapon. Okay, so I guess Dijon Mustard is possibly innocent. He certainly... No, this lady's been shot. She has a bullet entry wound, but the thing that killed her was a bladed weapon. So unless the police came in and just started peppering her corpse... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Shot post-mortem. I mean, with these police, possibly. I like that our real, like, investigation is getting broken up by sound clips of Zach Hadel talking about pumping his penis. Okay, well, let's establish what this lady's identity is, and maybe we can steal some of her toothpaste. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so let me get a good look at your face. Yeah, okay. Fingerprint type A. Let me take her fingerprint and see what she is. Okay, that didn't do it. I hope I'm not contaminating the crime scene by stepping all over the body with my shoes. There's got to be a work ID here somewhere. This is Dejan Black's work rota. I assume that's supposed to be work rotation. I'm gonna just run around stealing all of her hair clips. Okay, usually when you go into someone's room, they have like a little box like this of files. You can probably find their birth certificate or something. Dejan Black. No, I don't care about him. Kira Davies. Okay, here we go. Okay, the employment agreement is made as of that date between Kira Davies and Cost Effective and Partners. We're going to plot a route to Cost Effective and Partners. And Kira Davies, we need to pin her on the wall. 6479. Obviously, I'm going to steal everything in their house. They have a book. I'm illiterate. They have a diamond and a sync disk upgrade vial. I will trade that for this toothpaste. Actually, I'll just put it in there. Yeah. Fair trade. Kira Davies' purse. Okay, now we're working on something here. Yeah, so that's what she looks like. I'm taking her money. I'm taking her key. Someone's got to pay for this investigation. I don't do this for free. Some places will have a, video camera. Okay, that's good. So let's go try to find the security office and see if we can find someone breaking into her apartment other than myself around the time she was dead. Okay, so time of death was 5:30 and 6:45 on Monday. Okay, I'm just going to sprint around like a violent maniac, searching for the security office, probably until I run out of breath. Reggie loves to shout random slurs in VC, can't figure out why. It's just for the love of the game. You know, some people, they're obsessed with basketball, some people are obsessed with painting, and I'm just obsessed with just letting them have it. You know what I mean? Just going in on them. Because if not me, then who will? Sometimes the security office is like just in one of these back corners, but it definitely may be at the bottom as well. This is like the legitimate gameplay here, which is that it's not like an exciting detective game per se. It's a lot more just like meandering around and wandering onto the rooftop, picking up a barrel. You know, they say that thing about like if you drop a penny off of like the CN Tower, you could kill someone. What if I drop a barrel on that human being right there? Oh god. Anyway, so security office. Oh my god, they're looking for me. Oh shit. Oh shit, run, run, run. Okay, we're gonna use the elevator technique again. Okay, I think we're okay. Let's just go to the ground floor. Even if I don't find the security tapes, I think I have a pretty good chance of finding the assailant just based on the workplace. Oh, here's the security. It says McFarland Street Chicken Shack, but it has the security icon. Okay, so I'm gonna just... I think it's connected. Or maybe it's the security for McFarland Street Chicken. We'll find out really soon. Just gonna trespass onto their computer. Okay, yeah, so this is the security cameras for McFarland Street Chicken. So this does nothing for us. Okay, this is not it. Looked very good, though. Oh, this is the one we need. Ow. Can you explain why you just started stabbing me? You don't even work here. You're just a guy. I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Oh, there's two of you now. Okay, you know what? We're going to table this. I'm going to just do a lap. I just feel like getting some fresh air. There. They'll never find us. This is the ideal hiding place. Look at them. I'm going to walk right past. Is it working? They were over. Yeah, they can't find us. Just a normal dumpster. Just a normal dumpster mumbling to himself. This goddamn city. And now we can find the highly coveted security office. Okay. Light switch somewhere? Yes, here we go. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. That's bad. That's... Fuck. No. We're bruised. We're fine. Yeah, those NATO rounds are just like, they suck. So I pulled the breakers and disabled... Can I get the lights back, though? Okay, so I disabled the turret. That will turn back on in about 30 seconds. I need to work quickly. Ah, fuck, I don't know our password. This is a private area. Dude, you're a child. You're not allowed here. Who? Oh, this is the fucking thing for the pawn shop anyway. This isn't even for the building. Yeah, I'm out of here, dude. Anyway, we're going to the victim's place of employment because I know deep within my bones that she was murdered by one of her employees or one of her co-workers. I'm going to bring them to justice, and you better hope that it's not one of you, because I'll hurt you. All right, guys, what's the plan here? What do you think we should do? We need to get into cost-effective and partners so we can look at their employee files. Is this going to be? Should we just break through the front door, or is this going to be like a vent type situation? Or I could probably just pull this fire alarm and see what happens. Classic alternative entry scenario. It does feel like an alternative entry scenario to me. All right, I've turned the lights off, so it's a little harder to see me at least. So maybe I can I lockpick this? Yes. Yes, it seems I can. The bigger issue is that there's probably more cameras in here, like that one. Where are the lights located in this room? It's okay. It's okay. I'm just taking. I'm a light inspector. Don't... That looks like a light. Yeah, that's it. I'm going for it. I'm gonna... Once this thing looks away, I'm gonna dart for that light. I could shoot the cameras if I had a gun, but I don't have guns. Well, actually, I do have a gun, but I can't shoot the gun. I can hit people with it. I could throw it at the camera, but yeah, it's not really a shooting, like not really a violence kind of game. Just need to find the employee area. Actually, no, what I need to find is the breaker box. Yes, right there. So I just pulled the breakers. I think everything is disabled, like all of the security. This is great. What we need is to get into the back room, because this should have all of their valuables in there, and like the private employee information. Oh, this is good though. Look at this. These are all of the co-workers. So this is the QA technician. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 potential options here. Scanning the photos gives you their fingerprints. Really? It does do. It gives you their fucking fingerprints. Okay. Well, I think first I'm gonna just look for the. I'm gonna look at the employee files to try to see if there's been any like workplace disputes between anyone and Kira, and then I'll come to the board and get some pictures and get some fingerprints. Just got brighter in here. I'm not sure why. Let's actually see if we can find Kira's desk, and then maybe she'll have a computer on it. Oh, a secret envelope. I think KD is Kira Davies. Remember your passcode this time. Count up from 4. So let's try this. Count up from 4. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. So this is our victim, Kira Davies. So she was killed by one of her fellow employees at this place. Let's check her emails. I think I have a secret admirer. I'm not sure who. Oh, interesting. Perhaps they're trying to pluck up the courage to talk to me. It's just like that Portia True Love novel. Oh, you fucking suck. You deserve to be murdered. This could be like a sexually motivated crime. Possibly we have a suspect, a male with short red hair. So I think what we're gonna do after we finish on her computer is go look at the photos of all of her fellow employees and you know, see if any of them have red hair. Hi Lacan, noticed you asked for a pretty substantial raise, 5%. Wow, that's an interesting number. I hate this girl already. I'm gonna kill this girl if someone else doesn't. Now let's look at this. This is not red hair. That's Kira. I think this guy has a hat on, so it's hard to tell. Does this look like red hair to you guys, or is that brown? We're gonna put him on the maybe. No. 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 Well, you're black. Do black people have red hair? Oh, come on. Dude, this guy looks like the fucking Joker. It's definitely this guy. Are we kidding? He's got like women's glasses on, bro. You're definitely murdering people. You're called the Gypsy King? The fucking Riddler right here. All right, Gypsy King, I'm gonna go find your computer, and then based on your computer, I'm gonna find out where you live. Oh, dude, I almost don't even need to investigate you. I just know you're the killer. This is it. This is Gypsy King's computer. We just need to find the passcode for it. Actually, what would be smart is let's take the fingerprints from the Gypsy King here. Okay, so Gypsy King is fingerprint type D. So we're gonna keep this right there and then link that to him. I really hope that he's like his legal name is Gypsy King. Usually they just like write it down somewhere, but this guy, he's good. He's real good. There's a couple of ways we could maybe track him down. We could possibly look at a phone book. We might be able to find him in the phone book. Just wait for him to come to work. Oh, that's true. That's true. We could just wait for him to come to work and then ambush him. Oh my god, I'm just realizing that Gypsy King is actually probably one of my viewers. I was like, why does this guy have such a weird name? Because everyone else had normal names. He's a fucking viewer. Gypsy King, are you in the chat? Alright, I gotta get out of here. Let's find a bench and just sit down in a catatonic state for approximately 8 hours. I don't know, what time do people come to work? Usually at like 8? So let's try passing some time. I'm not a detective that wants to protect people. I get a dopamine rush on detaining people and like removing their freedoms. You know, arresting people in my basement not like a long-term strategy. Okay, it's now 7:57. Soon, Gypsy King will arrive. Probably, I don't fucking know. Still locked. Wait, I'm at the wrong place. Wait, what? Shit. Yeah, so anyway, okay, we found cost-effective partners. It's still not open, like, technically speaking. Oh, shit. Need to do that. Okay. Ah, shit, someone else died. Well, I'm pretty sure I know the guy, so I'm just gonna wait here for him to show up. You got a cheeky little murder in right before going to work, huh, Gypsy King, you freak? I hope Reggie busts on my face. Why would you want that to happen? Why would you, like, let's be real. Why would you want this? Oh, here we go. Bro, are you the Gypsy King? Are you the Gypsy King? You know what? You look a lot more normal in person. Like, still weird. You look like Commissioner Gordon. Alright, how should we handle this? How should we handle this? Do you know this person? I'm going to show him a photo of Kira. I work with him. That's Kira Davies. Always going on about tennis. I think you're talking out of your ass, Gypsy King. I saw them at Quinn Grove on Monday around 6:30 p.m. That sounds very interesting, Gypsy, because she was killed on Monday around 6:30 p.m. How much for the door codes to this place? It'll cost you. I'm gonna pay him $100 for the door codes to this place, then I'm going to break into the office and use it to find out where he lives, break into his apartment, and then I'm going to gather the evidence I need to indict this man. Here's the code, but I can't guarantee other staff won't confront you. Yeah, go fuck yourself. I don't care about you anymore. Ah, okay. This is it. Beautiful. There should be employee files here somewhere. Usually there is. Look at us making our money back. Paid $100 to get in here. Turning a profit already. Well, this was terribly disappointing. I was really hoping there would be employee files here. There must be some somewhere. Oh, you mean the book with the... yeah. Yeah, you're right. There is a phone book. So maybe I'll just go look in the phone book. Or maybe I can pick the lock on this door. I think this is it. Yes, employee details. Perfect. Dude, get out. Okay, Gypsy King. He makes 125,000 per year. Has issues with coordination. Ambitious employee, always conversing about sports. Does it not tell me where he lives? Dude, this guy's like a ghost in the fucking system here. Also, he was like 6 hours late for work today. Very suspicious. His wallet says where he lives. Dude, everyone's just like, you... I mean, who's really gonna stop me? He's in... Like, if I just beat him to death really quick... What was that? You heard me. Come in the room. I'd like to talk with you. I'm going on a hunch. I'm going on a gut decision that you are a murderer. Oh, you've got a gun, don't you? Yes, you've got a gun. That's what you killed her with. Isn't it, Gypsy King? Isn't it? Nothing to see here. Everyone go back to work. An authentic prop gun from Kolob Grieving. Okay, he had a prop gun. Weird guy. Okay, Gypsy King. Here it is. He lives at a hotel. What kind of a freak lives in a hotel? I'm taking his key. I'm taking his address. Oh, look at this. A straight razor we found on his body. Interesting, because Kira was killed with a bladed weapon. This is very likely that this is the murder weapon. Yeah, your goose is cooked, Gypsy King. I think Reggie has a golf ball-sized hole in his stomach. I do. I'm bleeding quite a bit. And I'm also very hungry, so... I've seen better days, you could say. You know what, Gypsy King? I'm just gonna go ahead and preemptively detain you. And you're just gonna hang out here until I've completed my investigation, okay? Yeah, you're just gonna hang out here. We're gonna go to his apartment now, and then once we complete our investigation, we're going to either arrest him or leave him in the break room there to starve to death. Slow decline of health. Might pass out, that's fine. Like, I've been leaving a blood trail all over the fucking... Oh, here's a funny thing, too. If I sit down while I'm bleeding, and then I pass time, like, let's pass an hour, I just absolutely saturate this fucking sofa. There's like a human being-sized silhouette of my blood. I like everything turning to grayscale as the blood slowly seeps out of my body. Even his door is different than everyone else's door. Like, this guy's just a weird dude. Okay, so we've infiltrated Gypsy King's apartment. Unfortunately, I didn't find any of his fingerprints at the crime scene. So really what I'm hoping for here is that I'm going to find, like, some weird, creepy manifesto. I'm trying to build at least a bit of a profile here before I just take a shot in the dark. Currently, we beat him up and left him handcuffed in a storage room, so he's just waiting for me to complete my investigation. He has a lot of fabric scissors and box cutters and, like, I don't know. I'm just getting a bad vibe from this guy. Got any food? I'm pretty hungry here. Oh, I drank too much milk. Classic. Okay, I'd like to get on his computer. That's probably where the juicy stuff is. Small ceramic jar. Interesting painting. Okay. We've got his passcode. That's... I did find crumpled up shitty poetry at the crime scene. You're right. I just kind of assumed it was native to the lady's apartment. Okay, Gypsy King, look at this. Gypsy King he's a lonely man. Yeah, Gypsy King is an incel, bro. He's on this dating thing, and our relationship engineers are undaunted by your claim that no one wants to date someone with an unfortunate odor issue. This is an incel killing. For the last time, I'm not the one making all the noise, it's the people below me, which you'd know if you ever actually visited this hole, too busy washing your hair and 50 credit bills, I suppose. Okay, so this guy's fucking weirdo. Really nothing strange about him so far. Alright, Gypsy King, let's read a little bit about you. Gypsy King has some eye troubles. What have you been buying, Mr. Gypsy King? Rent, maintenance, cum tax revenue service. Nice. Old boy's paying the cum tax. Oh, see, look, he paid the cum tax all over the wall. Oh wait, no, that was me. I did that with the milk, right? This guy's pretty tight, you know. He doesn't leave too much to the imagination. What do you guys think? Do you think Gypsy King did it? Should we just arrest him on the suspicion that he was stalking Kira? That's because that's where I'm at roughly right now. I think we could probably. I think there's like a 70% chance that it was him. Check his address book. Okay, address book. Shining, Miriam. He does know where Kira lives. Oh, you know what we'll do? We probably honestly should have done this before. There was a second murder. Why don't we go... So 502 Takahashi Building. Why don't we go to Takahashi Building and see if we can find his fingerprints there? Let's just auto travel there. Lead me. Lead me. Oh, glorious. Glorious auto travel. Hey, man. Go take a break. You're working too hard these days. You know what I mean? You're burning the midnight. Why are you so short? I wonder if I could distract you somehow. Do you like nickels? Do you like when I bounce? Oh god, oh that was assault. I didn't realize that. Yes I did. Yes I did, you fucking idiot. Come on, shitter. Yeah, I'm right here. And then we just ride it up. He's coming down to get us. Classic. We need to find the body. Put a pin in it. If this victim is also from... Yeah, also from Cost Effective Partners Workplace, I guarantee you it's a Gypsy King did it. 100 million%. Oh, the body was stuffed in this. Okay, cute. Trying to get a print off this body, or like near the body. Fingerprint type D. Oh my God, does Gypsy King have a fingerprint type D? We got him. We got him. This body. Oh shit, there's a cop washing his hands in the washroom. Anyway, the body was stuffed in that closet. Inside the closet was fingerprint type D, which we had also lifted from the Gypsy King's keyboard. Gotta be careful, the cops might hear me in here. Look at this. You are not being followed, it's just your mind. Take the pills. Inspect the way she died? Bro, we know it was Gypsy King, but I will inspect the way she died. Sharp object or blade? Yes. Slashed to death? Yes. Oh, shit. Look at this absolute buffoon of a police officer. Imagine getting deked out like that. Alright guys, well, I'm feeling pretty confident that it's the Gypsy King. So I'm going to go to City Hall now, and we're going to go get a case resolution form, and then we're going to go fill it in the same room. We're going to go find the Gypsy King and fill it in right next to him. Maybe he's closeted homosexual taking out his confusion on women at his workplace. Oh, it's very likely. It's very likely. I should have stole some food from that lady's house. I'm very hungry. Maybe we can go to a bar or like a fast food place. Surely justice can wait. I mean, he's locked up in the closet there. He's not going anywhere. Well, guys, I want to say, you know, I'm very impressed with us. We've just about cracked the code for the Gypsy King. Okay, this place is closed, I guess. Do you have any food? I need food. I'm hungry. I'm dying. Snack jar? Oh, fuck. Okay, we got the case resolution form. Well, like, why are there vending machines for fucking flashbang grenades, but there's not vending machines for just food? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a flashbang grenade and just pull the pin and leave it in the room with him. And that'll be that'll be my vigilante punishment. I'm really excited for saturation to return to my world. Okay, we just have to get past these cameras. Oh, he's still here. Hey, how you been? Fucking idiot. Wait, no, I gotta hit you with it. Strange, door won't close. Let's ping some coins off of him. Stop that. You fucking idiot. Wait. This isn't right. It says that Gypsy King has type E fingerprint. Oh, this isn't good. This doesn't fit my narrative at all. Well, who's got type D? What a plot. Guys, I just pinged like 25 cents off his forehead and threw a can of soda at him. I feel like I might be a bad guy all of a sudden. Double down, no backing out now. You guys are right. This would be the humiliation of my entire career. I just gotta... No witnesses. Oof. Alright, now that he's incapacitated, let's quickly fill out our murder suspect form. And, let's put this case to bed. What's the full name of the killer? Okay, do you have evidence that places the killer at the crime scene? Not really. Where does the killer live? We know this one. It's, this place. Have you located the murder weapon? I think it's the straight razor. Okay, we're gonna plot the route to hand in. Away we go. If this guy isn't the killer, I'm probably going to have to retire and move to a different town. Alright, boys, let's play some bets. But yeah, I mean, just look at this guy. He's definitely killing people. He's definitely, even if he didn't kill Kira Davies, he killed someone. Alright, let's hand it in. Case submitted for processing. Please wait for results. Oh, we got it. It was him. Solved. Easy. Easiest case of my life. I knew that yeah, there was never a tiny bit of doubt in my mind. 500 social credits, $1,700. Do you guys realize how many flashbangs I can purchase with $1,700? Hey, how you doing? You want to celebrate with me? You know how to party? What's your name? Bunyamin Nazari. I'm arresting you on suspicion of murder. Yeah, right. Oh! Murder. Yeah, my murder. Oh, God, no. Oh. Well, there you have it. We tracked down a sick and twisted individual, gave him permanent hearing loss for the rest of his life, and turned him into the authorities. If that's not justice, I don't know what is. If you want to catch these streams, follow me at twitch.tv/Reginald Meatwagon. Also, don't forget to use my link in the description to check out World of Tanks and receive all these free items. Alright, that's all for now. See you later.
Shadows of Doubt, a game where you can use fingerprints, eyewitness testimony, paper trails, even your gut intuition to solve crimes. But I've been playing it long enough to know that sometimes a body doesn't even have to drop for someone to get away with murder. I don't even know what that means. It sounded cool though, didn't it? This is my home, 204 Romeo House. It's no palace, but it gets the job done. Drapes, head, milk, chair, a bed. Everything a successful PI would be comfortable with. But I'm not a successful PI. I'm a goddamn disgrace. I keep running this last case through my head. Nothing adds up. Turns out I framed a man for a crime he didn't even commit. My judgment was so clouded by my personal biases. You know, you see a dead wife and you think, husband did it.
He's got a hammer.
And the dead broad's coworkers started dying too, and I thought,
I don't have time for another murder. I'm still on the first one.
huh. Must be a lot of pissed off husbands out there. Turns out it wasn't a husband at all. It was a disgruntled coworker. Nothing adds up anymore. Used to be a time you saw a dead woman, you knew damn well who did it. The husband. Ambition, jealousy, someone buying the same dress as you and looking better in it, those aren't motives. Back in my day, the only motive you looked for was a cold casserole sitting on that stovetop, or maybe a new vacuum cleaner bought without the husband's permission. I'd beat myself up more about it if I didn't stumble across a major conspiracy while working that case. You know, when first stepping onto a crime scene, I always go for the little documents, cases in the wardrobes. You know, you'll usually find stuff like financial records, prescriptions, birth certificates, that type of stuff. And usually in there too, there's always a rental agreement. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Everybody's got rent. That's not the problem. The problem is that every single apartment, the landlord is the same person. Yan Yu Yan. Penthouse, slum, it didn't matter. Yan Yu Yan was the landlord to the entire city. I started breaking into places at night just to see if my fears were true. Even the businesses leased through Yan Yu. In a panic, I ran home. Looked at my own rental agreement. Slave to an unseen queen, just like the rest of them. There was a time when what a man did in his own home was his own goddamn business. I started reading through this rental agreement. Turns out my landlord's banned certain types of footwear from being worn in my own house. You gonna reach in my pocket and also my wardrobe, Yanyu? Huh? This country's going to shit. I spent $290 getting a custom pair of size 14 stilettos made. You're damn right I'm gonna wear them. Whatever happened to personal freedom? You know, you don't tell a man what to do in his own castle.
Have you ever wanted to be a hard-boiled detective that solves crimes? Maybe one who crawls through ventilation shafts and accidentally breaks into the wrong office, unintentionally commits corporate espionage, and shatters the security guard's jaw when he tries to stop you, handcuffing him to a radiator before making a swift escape through the window of a 14th floor apartment? Well boy, you really have some stuff to work on. But in the meantime, we can simulate all of those things in Shadows of Doubt. This game offers a procedurally generated world with hundreds of unique citizens innocently going about their lives until one of them snaps and becomes a serial killer. As unlicensed detectives, we are the only people that can solve these crimes and bring their offenders to justice. Can we save the world from homicidal maniacs, or will we become one in the process? There's only one way to know, but first, a word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. It's an RPG PvP mobile phone lifestyle experience. City. Everything in Shadows of Doubt is disgusting and caked in a thick layer of corruption, so naturally I used my Discord server as the seed phrase. For my character, a white male named Reginald the Fist. More on that later. For now, let's begin. The city calls out to me like a cheap escort. She doesn't want me, but she needs me. It's constantly raining in an effort to shower these filthy streets clean, but it never works. This place is being choked by nihilism so hard that it's bulging at the eyes, dying a slow death, one citizen at a time. But that stops now. We spawn into a dirty alley as a high-masking autistic man who, judging by my surroundings, is also probably homeless. Perfect. It's just like real life. I spend some time trying to get in character by rummaging through dumpsters and jeering at passers-by. Eventually, my character gets cold and I have to huddle up next to someone who is almost certainly a sex offender for warmth. It was at this point I decided I do not enjoy being homeless, and so I went out looking for work. I've never actually played this game before, so my job search consisted mostly of me getting lost, accidentally breaking into a store, and also throwing bar stools at a janitor. Eventually, I found a man who looked suspicious. He's darting all over the road in a way that made me believe he's either a serial killer in a manic state, or he has just ingested a vial of amphetamines. Either way, I'm interested. I asked him for his fingerprints. He told me to piss off before clearing his throat and running down the street as if he was trying to dodge a series of snipers. Obviously, I followed him, and what I found was truly horrifying. The man climbed into the back of a food truck and began selling hamburgers. He's killing people alright, but he's doing it slowly and legally, so there's nothing we can do. I sunk into a pretty big depression after this and wandered my way to a nearby bar. As it turns out, this was my lucky break, because I found a bulletin board with several side jobs listed on it. Arresting a dangerous criminal, committing corporate espionage, and stalking people were all offered. But obviously I had to go with the fourth option, a note that simply read humiliation, no questions asked, no questions answered, which was a great policy because I really didn't want to know why the note was spattered with an unidentified white liquid. I called the number and they told me that at exactly 7:20 p.m. a payphone in the Thacker Street burger joint would ring, and I must answer it for further instructions. Quickly checking my watch, I notice it's already 7:20 p.m. I panic and begin sprinting to the burger joint only to realize it was literally 10 feet across the street from where I started. The person I am working for is a fucking idiot. I answer the phone and my client explains that they have a target they want me to humiliate, and they've hidden a briefcase with the target's details somewhere inside the restaurant. Finding it was quite simple because I literally watched it spawn in. I took a seat at a booth and popped it open. This was when I realized my client must have recently survived a motorcycle accident because he clearly has catastrophic brain damage. Why do I say this? Because the only information they gave me about the target in this entire briefcase is that they are 27 with short black hair and that they work at the burger joint. That could be just about every Asian in town. Now, done with the suitcase, I throw it at a small child as hard as I can, but I miss. Damn it. Assuming that the target is even here in the first place, these descriptors narrow it down to this girl behind the counter. Our mission? Humiliate her by throwing food in her face and using our camera to take a photo of it. This will be easy, I thought to myself. So I purchased a random food item and launched it at her eyes. However, the item I purchased was scalding hot coffee, and I believe that upset her greatly, because as I was fumbling with my camera, she jumped over the counter, pulled out a knife, and started stabbing me to death. As if this wasn't bad enough, everyone else in the restaurant also began brandishing knives and chasing me as I jumped from booth to booth, snapping photos of what was sure to be my final moments on this earth. At one point, a man even pulled a gun and attempted to blow my head off. However, he missed and shot an innocent bystander in the shoulder. This was where it got interesting, because this accidental homicide incensed the crowd further and they entered into some kind of blood orgy and started stabbing each other wildly. I documented the entire thing from behind a couple of booths. Eventually, the mass hysteria became so extreme that it activated the security alarms and high-powered ceiling turrets began firing into the crowd indiscriminately. This was when I knew it was time to leave. I had done enough. Thankfully, while this was unfolding, someone was murdered, and for once, it wasn't my fault. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first real case. The crime scene is at 903 Williams Park, so I ran there as fast as I could, which was actually very slowly. You see, someone in the diner stabbed me in the leg, and I can't afford a splint because I spent my only money buying a coffee to disfigure a young woman. So anyway, I limped my way there. I arrive at the destination and confirm it's the right place because it looks like a shithole. Honestly, I'm surprised it even took this long for someone to be murdered here. I take the elevator up to the 9th floor, and after checking for witnesses, I sneak into the crime scene. It doesn't take me long to locate the body. This man has been beaten so viciously that I legitimately cannot identify any of his body parts, but I'm pretty sure he's wearing his glasses on his foot. I examine the body and learn that he's been killed with a pistol or revolver between 5:30 and 6:45. Above him, a message scrawled in his own blood. It reads, "Put a pin." I find a business card that completes the sentence. I don't know what it means, but I do know we're dealing with a real sicko here. My years of training kick in, and I immediately begin trying to locate his wife. When a man is murdered, it is always the wife. And unless our victim moonlights as a drag queen, these high heels and cherry red lipstick tell me he's got a woman. Actually, no. He doesn't. After doing some investigating, I came to the conclusion that his name is Mark Torres, and he's in a homosexual relationship with a man named Devin Savoy. Who wears the lipstick? That's between them and their god. I dusted the entire apartment for prints, but there's nothing here. The killer is good, but I'm better. I just need to think. I pry open the door on the fridge, grab a gallon of milk, and begin chugging it to help me focus. Instead, it makes me nauseous and I vomit all over myself, thereby acquiring the smelly debuff. This one is annoying because if you're trying to sneak around, people will actually detect you because of how badly you stink. But one quick over-the-clothes shower later and we're back in business. I attempted to access Mark's computer to check for incriminating emails, but it's password protected. This note says his password is his year of birth birth. However, I genuinely have no idea when that is, and looking at his mangled body isn't giving me any clues. Fortunately, I think I know how to find out. He works in an office on the 10th floor of Swanson Parks. If I can break in, they should have his employee file, which would contain his date of birth and his work computer. I slipped out of the crime scene and started making my way there. You may notice I have a lot more money than when I started. That's because I was stealing a lot of things from Mark's apartment. I arrive at the office after hours to find it empty, but protected by a series of security cameras and auto turrets. The doors are locked, but I've got an idea. I make my way to the woman's washroom where I find a ventilation duct, and after prying it open, I slide myself inside and begin crawling my way toward the office. After a considerable amount of aimless wandering, I find the vent into the office and lower myself down. Briefly fumbling around, I find the light switch and begin exploring, only to realize this isn't the office at all. Instead, I've just broken into a random woman's apartment in the middle of the night. In a panic, I scurry back into the air vent and make my escape. Eventually, I do find my way into the office, and after sneaking my way to the power box, I'm able to disable the security systems. Now unburdened by the concept of consequences, I begin rifling through drawers and cabinets, stealing small change and lockpicks. However, I find a troubling amount of what I can only assume is industrial-strength methamphetamine. I also found some of this in Mark's apartment, but I didn't realize the problem was so widespread. We're dealing with an entire office full of meth heads. This case is getting dodgier by the second. After filling my inventory with crystal meth for evidence, I proceed to the manager's office. This is where Mark's file would be. However, it's locked. I attempt to smash through the window with a chair, but either the glass is too thick or the chair is too soft. So I settle for slithering my way into another ventilation duct. I use it to gain access to the main office and quickly locate Mark's file, and there it is, his birthday. From here, we sprint over to his computer, punch in the code, and begin scouring his emails for anything helpful. I found an email from a Nigerian prince begging for money, a message from his manager asking about explosions, collapses, depressurizations, but not dismemberments, and finally several emails from a gay dating website. I quickly double-checked that I hadn't accidentally logged into my own email. Unfortunately not. There's just nothing helpful here. It was also very stressful trying to figure this out at his desk, because every 5 minutes the cameras would turn back on, and I'd have to sprint to the breaker box before the turrets could begin shooting me to death. I think it's time to regroup and follow a new lead. First, we have to get out of this office. I work my way back into the air vents and quickly become lost. I spend so much time crawling around aimlessly that I actually start to develop hypothermia, and my character begins shaking violently. Luckily, we made it out before freezing to death. It's at this time I'd like to point out that in the process of breaking into that office and stealing their valuables, I committed approximately $15,000 worth of crimes. Fortunately, no one caught us, so the fines disappear as soon as we leave the building. Now, all of this hypothermia has got me pretty hungry, so I head over to a vending machine to buy some food. I needed to free up space in my inventory, so I decided to temporarily place this diamond ring on the ground until I can finish my meal. However, the very second I take out the ring, a jabbering homeless man rushes me with a knife and demands all of my money. I kindly explain that I stole this money fair and square and he's not getting a cent from me. That's when the stabbing started. He chased me down the street and around a hot dog cart before I managed to climb a pile of boxes and get out of his reach. We're kind of at a stalemate here. He can't reach me, but I can't get away. I tried to get him to leave by bouncing coins off his forehead, but he wouldn't budge. Eventually, I made a break for it and he chased me for about 3 blocks before I lost him in some kind of garbage room. At this point, I am both scared and confused. I've been stabbed multiple times and I'm still no closer to solving my crime. In fact, am I even a detective, or am I just a homeless man who breaks into crime scenes to steal food and throw up on the carpet? I don't know. We can solve that mystery later. For now, I decided to focus my attention on Devin Savoy. He's the spouse of our victim and he's also missing in action. Fairly suspicious. I used his business card to find his office, and upon entering, I was able to bribe the receptionist to give me a guest pass. After rifling through Devin's desk, I found his headshot, several unguarded coins, and a sync disk. Useful, but not incriminating. In case you're wondering what a sync disk is, it's basically a cybernetic augmentation. The one I stole from Devin is particularly creepy. It's called Bathroom Hygiene Inspector, because once you slot it in, you get paid $40 for every photo you take inside a public washroom, with a bonus if they're particularly dirty. Naturally, I had to have this, so I climbed inside this terrifying machine, installed the sync disk, and upgraded it fully, so we're now making $100 per photo. This was actually so so lucrative I briefly considered retiring from detective work to become a full-time bathroom creep. But it's not uncommon for women to respond violently when I take photos of them on the toilet, and you can only get shot in the head so many times before you realize that this job might not be working out. So I made a few $100s and got back to work. Resuming my investigation on Devon found me searching through the security tapes at his office. That's when it happened. The murderer struck again. You see, in Shadows of Doubt, there is only ever one active killer, and they strike every 24 hours, which is awful, but also gives us more evidence. So I sprinted through the snowy streets and made my way to Mariga Terrace. After taking the lift up, I find a hollow-eyed Asian man standing in the doorway. The hallway behind him is speckled with blood, and he's giving me a very authentic 1,000-yard stare. The police are doing something in the apartment, so I settle for interrogating this strange man while I wait for them to leave. His name is Yuka Harada, and he's actually very helpful. He gives me his fingerprint, a description of a suspicious person, and just as I'm about to ask him for some spare change, gunfire rings out. The police officers start shooting at Yuka and then slam the door in my face. He tries to escape and pull a panic alarm, to which the cop replies,
You're Chinese.
And shoots him in the back of the head. You see, cops do exist in this world, but from what I gather, their only purpose is to assault minorities. Perfect. It's just like real life. Anyway, I just observed two police officers gun down an innocent man and then pretend like nothing happened. And as the only witness, I was a little terrified. So I took the elevator downstairs, drank a bunch of mouthwash to calm my nerves, and then returned to the crime scene and let myself in. It's another grisly murder. This time, 43-year-old Dontrell Baldwin. Same murder weapon, time of death between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. I dust the entire house for prints, check the phone records, and hack into the computer to search for evidence, but there's nothing at all. In an effort to focus myself, I open the fridge and begin eating a steak, only to realize it's raw and I forgot to cook it. Disgusting. I did find some mysterious objects laid out in his bedroom. It's either a collection of lawnmower blades or a small army of garden gnomes. Too early to say. While exploring the apartment, I decided to close the blinds for some privacy, and there it was, the killer's call sign, taunting me mercilessly, like all of those people that actually graduated high school. I sat down and tried to profile our criminal. Perhaps a jealous